All right, we are live. Hello, you beautiful people. I need to finish getting set up. Meaning, I gotta pull up the chat and pull up my references. All right, make sure I got the chat up. And now I gotta look at the references. Some of you eagle eye viewers might be able to tell that the background looks a little bit different. That has to do with an upcoming video. I don't know why I had a delayed response there. I need to make sure I'm not like going through anything that I shouldn't be, although I don't have anything up. I'm trying to see if I can get a reference where it shows a little bit of his teeth. Goodness, that was a hassle and a half. Let's see. I really want to see if I can see any teeth in any of his photos. As well as clothing. If there's like a shirt I see him in a lot of photos with, maybe like I should go with that. But I think his mouth needs to be a little bit open. I could zoom in. That might help. So I want to see if I can find something with his mouth open a little bit, smiling. As well as, I mean, most of the pictures I have, he's wearing different clothes every time. In almost every picture I can find of him, his mouth he's got this closed smile. And I don't want to give him an expression he didn't normally do. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go with what I have. It seems to be his typical. I'm gonna need my really fine brush for this. This one is too frayed for what I need. I did get a little bit of a warm up in. That's why the background was different, is because I'm working on other projects. I don't feel like I got his cheeks right. I need to start working on that stuff. Are you gonna focus? There we go. Can I lock you? You seem to keep focusing on my hands. And I don't want you to focus on my hands. I want you to focus on the painting. You are not gonna. I'm gonna back out a little bit more. Are you focusing on the wrong thing? I need to fix this. I want you to focus on the painting. So all I'm doing right now is trying to just focus on like tiny color differences within his face. Kind of make things not look so harsh and more natural. Let's try zooming back in. I think it may have been focusing on the phone. That did kind of help make his nose look a little bit smaller. How's it going, Illustrated? I am doing good. Been busy. But getting a lot of stuff done. I have Sunday's video done. It is done. So I have it scheduled. I don't have to worry about it anymore because it's good to go. So I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I got the audio fixed. I was so frustrated when I had found the audio issue. I just like I just stood up. I was like, I'm done for the day. I'm so frustrated with this. And now the audio is just metallic-y screeching noises. And I don't know how to fix this at the moment, so I'm just gonna walk away. And I just had to stop editing the video. Which was good because I was able to get it fixed after like I cooled down after being so frustrated. I was able to save the audio file and just reline everything back up. And then I'm working on the following video. I have another video I'm working on. I have 2 videos I'm actually in the middle of working on. Different editing stages. And then working on this because I want to get this sent out. So just been really busy. On top of just the house, normal chores, and making sure everything's taken care of. Yeah, it frustrated me that like it meant that I couldn't get the video up on Sunday because I was stepping away from it, but I'm glad I did because in the moment I was so frustrated I would have just like re-recorded my audio, and like I don't want my like frustration to come across in my audio. So yeah, taking a step back, I was able to save it, so like there was nothing else I needed to do, no new recording. And I'm excited. I'm really like proud of this video, so I want to share it. I did some coloring pages. I've already like shared it on a couple people's videos because everybody seems to be doing coloring pages right now, and like none of us planned that. None of us talked to each other about that, but all of a sudden like we all have these coloring videos, coloring book videos coming out at the same time. It's so funny how like we seem to get in sync with each other without even realizing it. But I'm really proud of this video. Like I think I created my favorite coloring page ever. It is. And but what's funny is I'd been working on this video since February. That's gonna get like that does give a hint for like the amount of work I put into this coloring page. And I literally filmed or finished the video, um, like I finished the project, I recorded my outro, and then I immediately took apart my room. That was like the Pokemon room. That was what we were waiting on, just to start the Pokemon room for the move. It was me to finish this video I had been working on since February. So it was February, March, April, May, June, mid June. So or May. So about like 3.5 months is how long I had been working on this video. I had so many issues in the middle of this video though too. Oh, that's cool. I love going to like the discount bookstore. Or we have a grassroots bookstore. I love going there and getting their half off stuff. We get slim pickings though when it comes to like coloring books. I've looked. I will say though, like the last time I went there, I found like this really old coloring book, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this would be cool! I could do this for a video." And I start going through it, and there's like a lot of racist imagery in it, and I was like, "I am not doing this for a video." And I just put the book back down and walked to a different table. It was like from the 1920s, 1930s. Like it was an old coloring book. I thought it would have been fun to like look at this old coloring book I found for $1 at my thrift bookstore and make a video coloring one of the pages. And I was just like, nope, I can't do this book. Ooh, a Van Gogh one would be fun. I saw one like the last time I went to Barnes and Noble that was like a coloring book of the masters, and it was just a whole bunch of like Renaissance paintings. I thought that would have been really cool, but I couldn't at the time. I couldn't justify like $30 on a coloring book. I was like, this is a little pricey. I just can't justify this price right now. And then I never saw it again. You know, my only complaint with it was like I kind of wish they had a wider variety of artists because it was just like it was all the same four artists. Not that I have anything against them, like they were masters of their craft. It's just there were other artists around with very famous works of art. I think it would be cool if we showcased some of them. But I would probably get a Van Gogh one. That sounds like a fun coloring book. We had one of those I almost went to. I just like the ticket prices were like $55. I was like, that is a little too much. Where like the immersion experience was just kind of them projecting the Van Gogh's paintings all over the walls and the floors. It looked cool, just I couldn't justify $50 a ticket. Like I have bills I gotta pay. I would probably try to do something different, but I do like that they give you the reference right there in the book. I think that would be really cool to like display though with the original and then your interpretation of it. That would also be a cool juxtaposition. I like coloring books like that. I used to have one, but it was a Thomas the Train book. And it would show the picture of like this, like it had the coloring page all done up like in the Thomas and Friends style, and then the coloring page was on the other side. Hello, Rory. How's it going? I wanted to go to it. By I like kind of listened to the reviews and the cost of it. They had it at the Reno Convention Center, which is a really big building. Like Reno wants to be Las Vegas, and Las Vegas has some really huge convention sites. So we have a really huge convention site. And apparently they had like rented out the entire convention for the Van Gogh experience, and it was so much bigger than what the experience should have been placed in. So because the space was so large, it made it feel so empty and like there was just nothing to the event. And a lot of people were upset like just at how much it cost, and they didn't feel it was worth the money. So I was just kind of like, well, I'm gonna kind of listen to the reviews on this one. So I never actually got to go. Ooh, I'm glad the flooding wasn't too bad. My heart's been going out to a lot of people dealing with a lot of natural disasters at the moment. I definitely wouldn't have turned it down if Eric had showed up with tickets, but he's always thinking of me in different ways too. Main thing being food. He knows food is like the key to my heart. I cannot help myself when it comes to confectionaries. I need to brighten up your lips a little bit more. They're looking chapped. uh, what makes it worse is I can bake. And like I can do quick cakes. Like I know how to make microwave cakes. So like if I really want cake, I can make a cake in a minute and a half. And Eric loves them too. Like I've gotten really good with that recipe. Maybe I'll share that one day. So like I can do the microwave cakes, but I also know how to bake. And I know how to bake cake from scratch. It just doesn't help the situation because if I have a sweet craving, like I will absolutely get up and I will make myself a cake. I will make cookie dough. I've even made homemade Pop Tarts because I was craving Pop Tarts one day, and I was just like, I don't want to go to the store. It can't be that hard to make Pop Tarts, and I made homemade Pop Tarts. I made a phyllo dough, and did all the layers with the butter. We had some frozen fruit, so I made a jam to go in the middle of it, baked them, made the frosting. Oh, it was really good. I should actually make those again. Yeah, he is looking a lot more childish now. That's why I'm kind of like still looking at it. I'm moving around and looking at it from different angles, just making sure it looks like Kenny. Toning down some of these lines. I've been doing my best with it too. I I, I have my weaknesses. I still working on my relationship with food. I know I do not have a healthy relationship with food. I am better, but I still have a long way to go. I eat a whole lot more vegetables than I used to. Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay, I need to tone this line down, make this look more like a dimple. Yeah, 200 calories a slice. I would definitely look into it. Although I tried making protein stuff, Eric isn't as much of a fan of it. I can make things decadent, so he is very aware of the desserts that I can make. And so like when I try the healthier desserts, he's just like it's not the same. Okay, I need to add some white to his face. Well, not white, but like a brighter color. There is a ice cream parlor here in town that has ruined me from ice cream. They make their ice cream and donuts in house, and they make some delicious donuts, but they also have a donut ice cream sandwich. And oh my gosh, that place has ruined me. Like I have to like tell myself, no, you don't need it, because I'm just like I could make it myself. We have a lot of really good ice cream shops in town now that I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely gonna need to hit up some. Not that I'm aware of. I've never heard of it. What kind of ice cream parlor is Brahms? Yeah, let's tone you down. You're a little too. I don't even remember the name of the place that makes the donut ice cream sandwiches. I'm like drawing a blank on it. Oh, we have something similar. We have a Foster's Freeze. Oh, I love Foster Freeze. They're dipped cones. They're my favorite. I don't know if you know what Foster's is, but it sounds like a Foster's Freeze. They do like old timey milkshakes. It's kind of got like a drive-in vibe to it, like from the 1950s. They do like old-fashioned dipped cones. I love their milkshakes. And then we also got a local place called Scoops, and Scoops also does like the old timey milkshake vibe, and it's kind of like a drive-in as well. I do know Scoops is local though. I don't think they're anywhere else. We only got one in town. But like any flavor of milkshake that you can imagine, they can make. Foster Freeze has all of that except the different flavors of ice cream. We have Baskin Robbins, so like they have all of the different flavors as well. But like Dairy Queen, like they just have the vanilla or chocolate base. Everything else. We have a Cold Stone. I guess Cold Stone's kind of similar. And they've got a bunch of different flavors. I don't know if they can do malts. Foster's does though. I like their malts. It's just not what I get when I go there. I have no issue with them. I do enjoy Cold Stone, although they got a little too pricey. I think it's like last time I was there, it was like $9 for their smallest size, and I was just like, nah, I'll just make this at home. I will pull out my mixer and I will mix up my own shakes. I have a blender as well if I need to blend anything. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream, Rory? Since it's also your summer weakness. Of course. So we got Pikachu. And then we got Jirachi. And then Cinderace. That is a very good flavor. I love mint chocolate chip as well. I'm gonna pull out and do the whole painting for a second. Ah, mint chocolate chip. That has been my favorite since I was a little kid. My mom told me stories when I was a toddler. My mom and dad loved to get the Andes chocolates, but the issue was they gave me one to try because they were eating them. I wanted to try one, and I tried one, and I became obsessed. So much so, in fact, that one day my mom was in the restroom. I vaguely remember this. So I remember making ladders to get on top of the um, refrigerator because that's where all of the treats were at. And I remembered it working once because I like would drop the dish. So like the uh, kitchen was just, and when you walked in, there was the dishwasher here and the refrigerator here. And I would open up the refrigerator door and I would bring over like my little boxes and step stools and stuff, and I would build a ladder to climb up to get on top of the refrigerator because the box of Pop Tarts were up there, and I could get a Pop Tart, and then I would hide underneath the dining room table, and I would eat like the pack of Pop Tarts. So I do remember doing that, and I think like I would have been 2 or 3. So like there's just bits and pieces that I remember, not like a whole lot. But one of those times, my mom went to the restroom, and I know they had just gotten Andy's chocolates because I went grocery shopping with them, and I saw what my mom got. And I made this ladder to go up there thinking she's going to be a minute. So, like, I go to get the Andy's chocolates. She comes out, and she sees me halfway up this ladder, and she shrieks. So, this is like the first time she's seen me do it. I was a clever kid. Like, so there were times where like my parents I know were paying attention, but like I was still doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing. And so she shrieked, but it scared me, and I fell and I hit the corner of the dishwasher and I killed my 2 front teeth. I remember falling in afterwards. I don't remember like actually building the ladder. And my mom said I was going after the Andes chocolates, but like that was how obsessed I was with mint chocolate chip because I would build these ladders, I would go up there and I would eat all of the Andes chocolates. And even that one time after killing my 2 front teeth, like that didn't even stop me. And I think I actually killed more because they pulled out 5 teeth. So I was like 3 years old and like I was missing a whole bunch of teeth because they had pulled them all out. And to wait for my adult teeth to come in. I'm glad your daughter likes them. The Pikachu is cute. I do like the little Pikachu. So yeah, I have ever since I was a really little kid, I have been obsessed with mint chocolate chip. It is my favorite ice cream. Like I will venture out and I will get other flavors, but like nothing beats a good scoop of mint chocolate chip. It's such a good combo, and I know so many people hate it. And I'm like, Eric does, and I'm like, I love it. I typically get other flavors now just because like I'll steal some of his ice cream, and it's not fair if I steal some of his ice cream if he can't steal any of mine because he doesn't like it. So I do try to get flavors that I like and he likes, just so he can steal it. No, we do not need the alarm. I haven't been to Baskin Robbins in a minute. I used to take Annabelle to the one that we lived near 2 places ago. There's a Baskin Robbins within walking distance, and whenever she would stay with us, we would walk to Baskin Robbins. And I'd always regret it. Love her to death, but she is messy. If you're watching Annabelle, you were a messy child. And I'd always tell myself, if we do this again, I need to bring wipes. And I'd always forget. And we would do it again. And she'd be covered in ice cream. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and we gotta walk home now. I'm sorry, like those paper napkins that they give you at Baskin Robbins just like fall apart and shred. They are not good for cleaning children up with. And I always feel so bad that I couldn't get her like 100% clean. And we'd have to walk home because then it would all dry and she'd be really sticky. I feel so bad. Like, I'm sorry, Aunt Manners. We're gonna get you home so you can get cleaned up properly. Right? Like, it's just this like, well, it doesn't help when I'm super zoomed in, but just like this little tiny itty bitty square. Like going up there, can I get some napkins? And they're handing me those. I'm like, do you have regular size napkins? No, we have these, or you could use the paper towels in the bathroom. But those so scratchy, and they also just shred when you get them wet. Just like it is not worth it. Now that we're like talking about it, I'm thinking about like all the different ice cream places I've tried in town. There's a place I haven't been to in a while I want to go back to, like Rocky Mountain Rollery, or the like Rocky Mountain Rolled Creamery, something like that. It's downtown by the river. The rolled ice cream. I wouldn't mind doing that again. I still drop everything and make a mess. I think it was just water, but I need to do some better highlights on him. Goodness, Baxter's over there snoring. Did you guys hear him? Oh, I just woke him up by saying his name. I thought Eric. It reminded me of Eric sleeping for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Eric's not home. I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm sorry. You can go back to your nap. You're over there huffing at me now. I feel like it's starting to look more like him. At least I hope so. I haven't seen him in person, so I can only go off of pictures. I need to tone you down. There we go. I do still need to put like a little bit more of a glow, and I think I'm just gonna do white. I really need to help him stand out from the rest of it. His skin tone is just blending in too much with the background. Also, I need to soften up some of these lines. I might need to see if Annabelle wants to do that again. We haven't done that in a minute. Take her to Baskin Robbins. Or maybe find a different ice cream shop that's a little bit closer. Because I only know of two in town, and they're now far away from us. Okay, I need to soften up some of these in your ear. There we go. Did I make his mouth too big? I think I also made his mouth just a tiny bit too big. He is definitely looking more childlike. I'm pretty happy with that. I need to fix his hair. How's it going, Shannara? How are you doing? Let's see. I gotta look at multiple pictures just to make sure I'm doing stuff right. I'm glad to hear that you are doing better. Hope you're staying cool. I wish I could share some of our weather with everybody else. Seeing all the news and everybody's going through heat waves, and we're in a cold snap. We've been sitting like at 20 degrees Celsius. Oh, I can't. I gotta zoom in. I hope you're able to stay cool. We're about to warm up. A couple days we're gonna be up at 30. Ugh, it keeps focusing on the wrong thing. I can't have the phone right there. Hope it's able to stay cool for a little bit longer. Get better reprieves from the heat. I don't know if you watch science news or pay attention to science news, but a UK company actually figured out a way to replace and repair some of the glaciers and ice sheets in the Arctic and Antarctic. Like their testing ground, they were able to add like 20 inches to the thickness of the ice, like for a expansive area. Which I'm kind of an ingenious way too. What they're doing is they're making these giant wells, and they're sending pipes down below the ice to where the seawater is, and then they're using pumps to pump the seawater up to the surface, and they're just spreading it out across the ice sheet, and it's causing the seawater to melt, being or to freeze, being sitting on top of the ice like that. It's cold enough that it's freezing it, and they've actually been able to restore about 20 inches of some of the ice sheets. So hopefully, like, we could amplify that technology to start helping with some of our global warming issues. Oh goodness, that yeah, that's at um we're sitting at 28, so not too bad. It's not a super hot day. But we're gonna be getting up to the 40s soon. I think next week or Saturday we're gonna be like at 40, and that's our typical. I'm really happy we're no longer in our last place because it was a brick home, and that brick, oh my gosh, like I can bear the desert heat. I cannot do it in brick. That's why my heart is going out to the UK. I've been in a brick house. The dry heat just those bricks hold on to that heat and it just radiates and you can't get any reprieve because even at night, like I would touch the wall and I could just feel the heat coming from it, but I'd go outside and it would be nice and cool and like nothing I could do could cool the bricks down. I'm really happy we're not there. That was that was horrible. It was hot, but it was cooler outside than it was inside. Yeah, I know. 'Cause you guys haven't, but it didn't even matter at our old place, even with the AC because of that brick. It was just like the ACs were overworking the like because we had the window units, and they were overhooking and if or overworking themselves. And if you weren't standing right in front of it, it didn't matter. It felt like it was 40 plus inside. There was one day I checked the internal temperature, and it was like 44 Celsius. So like it was just, yeah, that was just too hot. I was like, no, 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 I don't want to do this again. Because like our summers, that's weeks. We go weeks with it being above 40, and like in our stucco and wood homes, it works out fine because the stucco helps dissipate some of the heat and reflect it away from the homes. Yeah, that's our normal. But we have houses that are designed to be able to do okay in that kind of heat. And like if we do have the ACs running, the way that they're built, the cold air is held inside rather than being let outside. Like we have double paned windows and the insulation mixed with the stucco. Like yeah, it makes the houses fall apart pretty easy. Like if we were to be hit by like a tornado or I don't know if you've seen TikToks because they've been happening more lately. Cars crashing into homes, like the homes kind of fall apart, but like they're really good at being able to keep the cold in and keep the heat out. Yeah, this don't ever come to Nevada in the summertime. If you struggle with heat, don't ever come to Nevada in the summertime. Fall and early spring are your best bets. Lots of people who've been wanting to come out here. I'm like, yeah, go for it, but book your time in the fall, early spring or fall. Once you get into late spring, summer, it's gonna be really hot. You are not gonna have a good time, especially because like with Vegas, you have to walk everywhere, and Vegas, the strip is a really, it's pretty big. Everything is spread out here in the states. Okay, Illustrated. I hope you have a good one. Yeah, no. You definitely want to come more like early spring, possibly late winter, especially if it's like to Las Vegas. Las Vegas will get like winter storms, and so there's cloud cover. Although I don't do like, I mean, I don't mind winter, but like if it's too cold outside, like I start shivering when it's down in the 40s, or well, probably single digits for you guys. Like when it's in the Fahrenheit 30s and 40s, I'm shivering. So single digits, possibly the teens for Celsius. I'm happier with that. I do want to touch up his hair. 32. 32 is in Fahrenheit when water freezes. That's 0 Celsius. That's why it makes the conversion so wonky. I have been doing my best to practice. It is. My brain does not like it. Like, you're done with math. You're too old for math. And I'm like, no, we can do this. If I can do trigonometry in college, I can convert Celsius into Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit into Celsius in my head. I struggle with it too. I will to kind of help myself with it though. I've been putting my weather app in Celsius. I wish it would show both. Like, why is there not a setting to show both? And so I have to. I've been flipping back and forth, but like I'll see it and I'm trying to convert it in my head. But I do hope you're able to stay cool. That's just it's not fun. There's a reason, like, here in Nevada, it's a state law that any property, like any rental property for residents, has to include AC. Well, newer stuff. There are older buildings that are grandfathered in, but like any of the like newer builds, like they have to provide AC. And if anything happens to the AC, like they have to get it fixed in a very timely manner. And it's one of the few things like you can get fixed pretty quickly here. Heaven forbid it's like uh, plumbing or something that takes forever. That sounds cool. I just pictured you like Lydia from Beetlejuice when she goes outside in her gothic veiled sun hat. I used to love the cartoon when I was a kid. I liked the movie, but like I didn't enjoy the movie because I was so young when the movie came out, and most of the movie is adult humor, so everything was going over my head, and I didn't really enjoy it. But the cartoon that came out afterwards, I did enjoy. And that's how I know Beetlejuice best is through the cartoon. I should do some Beetlejuice art. I have a style that would work with it. It would be new. I want to show you guys the project I'm currently working on, but that would be spoilers. I'm hoping to have that video done for not this Sunday, but for next Sunday. I feel like that's more his hair color too. It for me it is currently 3:15. I think quarter past 3. I don't know if you guys do 24-hour or 12-12 time. Okay, I need to get a different reference of. Okay. But in the Oh, I have it set for 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's see. Okay, so 8 hours ahead of me. So would be 4:30 p.m. your time for Sunday. Yeah, you guys are 8 hours ahead of me. So that makes it like what 11:17 your time. Okay, I'm liking this. I feel like it's looking like Kenny. I need to step away for just a second. Oh, I appreciate that, Shanara. Ara. My apologies. But I will be right back. Give me just a second. You guys are fine. Nothing for you. Okay, I am back. might have to look into them. I wear sunscreen because like I'm in the high desert, which I don't know if you guys, Rory, you might be aware. Like living in the mountains, the UV is just more intense. So like I wear sunblock because we're a higher altitude, so the UV is going to be intense. I need to make sure I'm protected. But I hate the way it feels on my skin. I might look into UV sleeves. Oh no. Is it does the company just not make them anymore, or are they just like blocked in Canada now? Yeah, I'll definitely be looking into them, especially because I want to do some more hikes. I want to go up into the mountains and the forest. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to see the beautiful forests here. I'm not sure if you're aware of what's happening in some of our states, but like Utah, which is the state right next to us, like is on fire right now, and it is a big fire. And what's burning right now are places I used to go to all the time. I spent so many summers camping, hiking, and exploring in the forest around Beaver, Utah, which is where these fires at. So like these are forests I'm very familiar with that are going up, and it's making me very heartbroken right now. So it's just been like seeing all these forests that I know going up. I really want to go see the forests around me again. Yeah, I can't. It's just I cannot believe how much of the forests have gone up. It's just it's unbelievable, and a lot of it is like this excess water use. They're pulling up all of the groundwater for data centers, and like they're just all surprised like now that there's a fire and like so much of it's burning and it's so devastating, and I'm just like, you guys are drying out the ground, you're pulling up all of the groundwater, like so much so that places are sinking because the groundwater is being just pulled right out, so the ground is literally sinking in inches. Part of Las Vegas, like North Las Vegas, is sunk. Like an entire section of the city is dropped down inches because they've pulled out so much water from the ground, and then they're adding data centers on top of it. Yeah, it was one of the things like when I was living in Vegas that we had to be aware of, like when we were looking for places to live and move, just making sure like, is this a section of town that is sinking? Is this a section of town that's built on top of the trash dump? Or is this on bedrock, solid rock? Because like Vegas doesn't get big earthquakes, but Vegas does get earthquakes. We also get flash flooding, so that was the other thing that we had to be aware of. And then like you didn't want to move into a place because there were issues of buildings cracking and becoming unstable because the ground was sinking. And so like you didn't want to move into a place that could potentially like cause you to immediately need to move out because it's sinking into the ground. I'm just like I some of the officials just make me scratch my head. I don't understand where their brains are at. I mean, Vegas does a really good job of water conservation. Like it is one of the best cities in the US for water conservation, but the data centers are definitely not helping with for all this AI. No worries. And yeah, you're right. It is a recipe for disaster. It's what's happening with all these forest fires. The ground is so dried out that the plants aren't able to stay moist enough to not catch fire. Luckily, Reno is the first city to put a moratorium on them all as well. We had a whole bunch like going up, and luckily the community came together and was like, no, 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 what the heck are you guys doing? And so the city put a moratorium out for them. But unfortunately, like the where Reno sits, it's so close to a bunch of other, like each state is broken up into counties, and then the counties are broken down into cities. But like the county leaders, they're all fighting with each other, and like we are surround Reno's like right on the edge of Washoe County, and we have a whole bunch of other counties around us that are still like all gung ho with these data centers. So like while Reno has stopped them, our area is still being flooded with them. But luckily, like the other smaller towns around us, Fernley has a lot of people now like stepping up, like calling out these data centers because we just don't have the water for it or the power. Like I'm pretty sure I talked about it in here. NV Energy, our power supply company, they're cutting power off to like a bunch of residents in Lake Tahoe, and so they have to go through a different energy provider, which is gonna like greatly increase how much they're paying for power, because now they have to go through a California company versus going through a Nevada company. It's like 20,000 people they're just dropping off. They're like, we due to demand for all these data centers, we can't supply Tahoe with power anymore. And I'm like, why are these data centers taking priority over people? I don't understand it. Like irks me. Don't need to go on any kind of tangents, but I'm just like these are people's lives. These are people's homes. You're now affecting people. Like the mayor of Tahoe was telling people to start looking into uh, solar panels and other sources of energy for homesteading, so that this isn't a concern for you guys in the future. Yeah, that came out right after like we were able to get our moratorium out, and I'm just hoping like it just keeps going. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I like if they were solar, we have enough wind. They could put up wind turbines, but unfortunately, like our wonderful commander in chief has decided that he's going to be buying up these companies and dismantling them. So like our commander in chief has been buying up companies like wind turbine suppliers and dismantling them. So like that we can't even use wind energy. If you can get in your community can rally against stopping them, do it, because it is like you guys are already hot, and it's already been proven those data centers will increase the heat for the area because they are pumping so much hot air out of the building, because these computers, they generate a lot of heat Like, I'm sure you guys have felt your own phones get hot, and this is thousands upon thousands of computers all right next to each other generating so much heat. They have to get the heat out of the building, otherwise the computers will overheat and shut down, and they can't allow that with the data centers. The power has to stay on, the computers have to keep functioning, so they're just pumping all of that hot air into the surrounding area, and because it's so much, it is making cities hotter more so than like the asphalt, because that's one thing about US cities. Like, all of our cities are way over paved, and that generates a lot of heat, and these are generating more heat than paved roads. So if you guys can fight it, like, I hope you can, because yeah, you guys do not need it. You guys are already dealing with your own emergency. Yeah, and I agree, Rory. It is so unnecessary. But what else is he gonna do with the over 2 billion he's made this year or this term? From all the insider trading and stuff. Almost like, presidents shouldn't be enriching themselves off of being president. What a novel concept. Luckily, though, there are more groups of people waking up. There's been some good news. I mean, I guess as good news as you can get. Apparently, one of the like core foundation of his base are turning against him because they reclassified a whole bunch of pesticides. What is so they're no longer considered the ones that are banned. They literally just reclassify. They're like, oh, well, these pesticides are under this type of pesticide that's banned in the country. So what we're going to do is we're going to reclassify it as now it's a this type of pesticide, no longer this type, which means that this pesticide is no longer banned, and so that we can approve it. And they're filled with forever chemicals. And our Supreme Court just ruled that no one can sue Monsanto or its subsidiary company anymore for Roundup causing cancer. So the Supreme Court struck that down and said, nope, no one can sue this company for causing cancer with their forever chemicals. And they just reclassified a whole bunch of them. So, like, there's a whole bunch of new or like bad pesticides about to hit our food supply chain again. And so the Make America Healthy subsection of his base is turning against him. Like, what did you expect to happen? Yeah, this was always going to happen. Uh, I guess nice to see that it's happening, but like kind of late now because now all these pesticides are again. What is your exciting news? I'm sure your exciting news is much better than current events within the United States. That is really cool. Congratulations. Oh, that I bet you felt really good after that. Absolutely deserve to feel that pride. I hope you reveled in it a little bit. You've earned that. Oh, I'm proud of you. That is a really great feeling to have your artwork appreciated like that and to get recognized by someone you look up to. That's really cool. I've had that happen. Didn't want a copy of it, but liked it and put me on, set me buzzing as well. Junichi, creators of Pokemon, saw one of my paintings. Do I have it near me? No, I don't. I had it near me for a project I was working on, but he saw a picture of one of my paintings on Threads, and he really liked it, and that made me feel really good. Because like one of the original creators of Pokemon, I was like, oh, fangirling so much over it. Like, oh my god, he knows I exist. Yeah, so I know like I know that feeling. It doesn't happen very often, but it's really cool when it does, and I'm really happy that you got to experience that. I know the painting is gonna come out amazing, especially since you're gonna do it on a canvas. How big of a canvas are you doing it on? Do you imagine if this helps get like more eyes on your art and other people want commissions from you? That'd be so cool. That's kind of how like it starts for a lot of people. You just get noticed by one person, and then you'll get like a bunch of other. You'll get like a little burst of people who want some commissions from you, and then it will kind of like die out, and then you'll get another burst, and then it will kind of die out, and then you'll get another burst. So like, I hope that happens for you. I hope this is the start of that for you. That's so cool. I hope that's how it works out for you. I'm rooting for you. I will light a candle for you tonight. Put that thought out into the universe for you. That this helps you take off a little bit. At least like I don't want it to overwhelm you because it will like the first time's always overwhelming. Well, I shouldn't say always for everybody, but like everybody I've talked to and myself included, it was kind of overwhelming. So I hope it's not overwhelming, but is like puts a nice breeze under your wings to carry you forward to even something bigger and better. That is really cool. I pressed my luck with Junichi Masuda, where I was like, I'd love to be able to give this to you in person if you want to sponsor some tickets to like Pokemon Worlds, because it was in Anaheim and it was coming up, and I never heard back from him, and I was like, I shot my like I took my shot, but I should have just been happy enough with him admiring my stuff. But it was worth a go because I also want to get my artwork on a trading card one day. That's the best you can do. It's really cool that he likes your work, though. And then make sure you sit down and you figure out how much you are willing to get paid. Like you want to get paid per, like per piece that you do. If you do start getting commissions, just prepare yourself. For me, the way that I break it down is I look at how long a piece typically takes me. Like if I'm doing a high detail painting like this, I know these can go up to like 100 plus hours. Some of the other ones are like around 20 to 50 hours. But I've done enough of them that I can gauge about how long and I figure out like supplies I'm using, and then like my time and my experience. So like I feel like I am a moderate painter, and I try to price accordingly, which is $20 an hour. That is like I figure like it takes into account what I would get paid at a normal business. If this was a normal job, I'd be getting paid like about $20 an hour, and it covers my supplies and everything that I need. And so like I can give a good estimate to somebody about like this is how long it should take. So this would be about the price, and then this is the deposit that I require in order to move forward with the commission. And always take a deposit. I know it can be scary to like handle at first, but always take a deposit. Even if they cancel on you, you could put on there like a minimum 10% will be kept for like because sometimes you have to purchase supplies, and then if they cancel on you, you're out the money for those supplies. So there's a minimum that I say that I will keep if it doesn't work. I think mine is 15%, and I have it in like I make an invoice through PayPal, and I send them the invoice. I used to like do homemade invoices, but PayPal does a really good job of keeping track of them. So I make invoices through PayPal, and it's in the description like this is the deposit minimum, this is what gets kept because of supplies being purchased and things like that. If in the event of you canceling, I even have a stipulation in there like if they cancel before supplies are purchased, like they'll just get the full refund. No, just things to think about. You definitely like. I know it can be a little overwhelming, but you definitely want to keep these on your brain because you don't want to get screwed over. I don't want you to get screwed over either. I want you to continue to enjoy making art, and being taken advantage of or hurt can really take the joy out of art from somebody, and I don't want that to happen to you. Non-refundable deposit, yes. I require 50% before I start, but if they cancel before I start, I keep 15% of that deposit. Just because some of my pieces are like, the most expensive I sold was $1,600. So that was like a substantial amount of time and effort I put into that painting. Yeah, I'm not saying for this one. I'm just saying like if he shows it off and somebody else decides like because he showed it off, oh, I like this. I want something from this artist as well because there are fans out there like I'm guilty of it as too. If I admire somebody and I see them with something, I'm interested in that thing now too. So like there is potential for you to get noticed by like I'm not saying like by a bunch of people, but by others that may even want a commission. So you just have a plan ready, how to go about it, how much you're going to charge, how much you're going to keep. I don't know if 20 pounds would be a decent price out there, but like I would definitely shoot between like that 10 to 30 pound per hour, just depending on the piece. And I like talking with somebody, just explain like if I was working at a job, I would be getting paid about this much per hour. So that's how I'm pricing this, and people tend to understand that when I explain it that way. But yeah, but I am gonna light a candle for you. I have my sconces on the wall for my candles, and I will light one for you tonight. Whenever somebody needs healing or positive vibes, I have my candles. And it just like puts me in the moment where I'm actually consciously thinking about that person and putting good energy out there for them. So I will definitely be doing that for you. Could actually show them off. I had them lit the other day. So there's one. And there's my other one. Those are my sconces that I use for sending out energy towards other people. I can't go down though because I have a project down below it that you guys can't see yet. I would definitely make sure your pricing gives you at least minimum wage after purchasing supplies. Well, when I started doing commissions was to at least make sure I am getting minimum wage. And I try to encourage all artists to make sure they're at least getting minimum wage because your art is work and your art has value. Oh, this is such a weird angle, and I feel like I am messing it up. That's well, our minimum wage is 7.25 an hour, and I try to make sure I'm at least getting 20 an hour. So yes, I am doing more than minimum wage. I that's why I hate comparing myself with other artists, but when it comes to like what I charge for commissions, I do judge myself against other artists, and it's just to kind of like get a baseline of what my skill level is at. Like I try my best to be more realistic with it, which is why I think I'm a moderate artist, not a beginner, but I don't think I'm an expert. And so like I look at what like a moderate level job would pay somebody in my area. So like if I was a professional within an office, what would somebody with like a bachelor's be making?
And here it's about $20 an hour, so that's what I try to keep it at. Yeah, I think it's a great way to like keep myself humble, like just like not get too big headed when it comes to certain things. Like I understand like there are better artists out there. I don't think my work is bad, but I know there's better artists out there. Gives me something to strive for. Okay, I am definitely gonna need to tone down his skin because he is too dark in his arm right now. So I think like 24 pounds per hour if you're like start getting commissions if you think you're intermediate. I think that would be a fair price. And I feel like that would keep some of your artwork affordable. So like if you do smaller pieces, they're not going to take you as long and you could charge less for those. And if you do bigger pieces, they're going to take you a lot longer, so you charge more for those. So that way if somebody does want your art but like they have like affordability like constraints, you could work with them on a price for a project that might be more like just more budget friendly for them. I have somebody who will he can't afford my canvases, but he will buy some of my painted rocks. Oh, actually, I just remembered. I need to reach back out to him. He actually, in the middle of my move, he was like, "I want to commission you for another rock." And I told him I'd get back with him after my move. I need to just reminded myself of that. I need to do that after this live. But like, yeah, he'll purchase rocks from me because they're more what he can afford, and he loves them. And I take commissions for the rocks. I just got to look for the rock and find what I one that I can see the subject in. And I think you follow me on Instagram too. If you have any questions with it, like if you ever do get a commission and you're like unsure of something and you just want some help, you can reach out to me. I am absolutely giving you permission for that. If I can help you, I will do my best. I have quite a few commissions underneath my belt, so I do have some knowledge, and I'd be more than happy to share that with you. I feel like not sharing that kind of knowledge would be gatekeeping, and I don't want to gatekeep. somebody else selling their art, I don't think is going to take away from me selling my art. It's like one of the few mindsets within the art world I don't get these artists that gatekeep and like who feel like if they share their knowledge, it might make somebody else get an art sale, which is taking away from them, which I don't get. Oh yes, that you're absolutely right. I haven't had that happen yet, but that is something I've also looked into, and you're absolutely right. Um, what you're selling, what you need to sell with it is like the um, proprietary rights to use the image, and yeah, that costs a little bit more. I don't have that one figured out, but Rory's right though. You do absolutely charge more if somebody wants to like put it on a notebook, put it on a book cover, something like that. The licensing rights, that's right. If I ever need help with my vocabulary, Rory, I'm gonna come to you. Words are not always my strong suit. Yeah, that's why I didn't have a lot of artists or like actual artists in my life to look up to. There's a lot of people who are just very selfish. And like, so be it. That's your right. I just don't want to be that kind of artist. I feel like more art in the world is going to make it a better place than less. So I want to encourage anybody and everybody to make art. Oh my goodness, this is such a hard pose for a hand. Why did you pick this, David? Why did you pick this? Millions of poses you could have a hand in, and you picked this one. I'm trying. This is tiny detail work. And his hand is looking a lot more purple than I want it to. I need to tone that purple down. definitely need to bring back some of these pink tones. Soften up the shadows. Kind of like what I did with the face. I softened the shadows up in his face, and it made everything come together. I need to soften the shadows up in his arm. Yes. Well, I'm still trying to work fast enough that I can blend a little bit. I like blending. That's why I gravitated towards oils when I was first starting to paint. Because I like blending. Speaking of oils, I'm actually wanting to do some oil pieces. It's been a minute. I kind of have an itching to do some oil painting. Also, the pigments I'm currently using are a bit of raw sienna, opera rose, and lemon yellow. They're kind of they're not super opaque. They're kind of translucent colors. So I'm going over the prior layers I worked with because as it dries, like right here, you're gonna still be able to see the variation in the layers underneath it. That's one of my favorite things about acrylic. If you use thin layers, when it dries, it will still show the color from underneath. Very similar to the reason why like Mira Byler does the toning of her canvases. Because she knows like you'll see the color underneath when it dries. All right, now the tricky part. I'm definitely gonna have to do a different glow color over him. I need him to pop a lot better. What is it, Mr. Baxter? Okay, well, never mind then. He walked away from me. There's nothing wrong with that either. Just a better excuse to do a bigger one. No dying. No dying. What did I just say? It would be nice to have like a little representation from it. Like it also, like, the big. It is a big moment for an artist. Any artist, I think, would be like, would agree that like this is a big moment for you in your art journey. So why not commemorate it with a art piece that makes you happy? Especially if you wanted to do a bigger one. Do you want out on the balcony, Baxter? Is that what you want? Give me a second. I gotta let the Baxter out. There you go. Happy. You want to see him? This is one of his favorite things. He likes to go out onto the balcony just to lay in the sun. And he's happy as long as he can still do that.
There we go.
Who am I to deny him his ability to go lay out in the sun and get his sunbathing on? He's our old boy right now, so if he wants to go out into the sun, he can go out in the sun. We call him our little golden boy. He's making sure to soak up all that gold he needs. Yeah, he's 12 years old. He's an old little doggy. God, hands are so weird. I got roughly 45 minutes left. If I could get his hands done, because I'm happy with his face now. If I can get his hands to a point where I'm happy with them, I will consider this a successful little session. They were my main goals. I wanted to get his hands and his face done. Each day a little more gets done. That's all all I can work towards. His hand is slowly like materializing out of his shirt. Yeah, I'm doing my best to try to stay true to a football catching pose, a rugby ball. And not exactly the easiest pose. Right? It's a little bit like that. It's not a weird brain, it's a fun brain. All those references always popping up. My brain does that too. I think it makes things more enjoyable. It's how I get all my references for my videos. For all the memes and everything. I'm listening back to my voiceover and things I say make me think of something else, and so then I look for that, like, whatever meme or clip or whatever makes sense and just put it in there and figure, like, if it makes me laugh, like, if my brain goes there, I'm sure somebody else will enjoy it as well. Yep. It's a lot of back and forth in my brain. Paying attention to what I'm doing, but also, like, listening to all the random, like, associations my brain is making. Drives Eric crazy sometimes. It's like I can't keep up.
Oh, I'm no longer in frame.
I keep my husband on his toes. It keeps the relationship fun. I just keep telling him that. I'm like, at least you're in a fun relationship. You could have married someone boring. Every once in a while, he'll be like, sometimes boring isn't a bad thing. Like, what's wrong? Nothing. Something's wrong. Just, I don't always understand the things you do. And I just tell them, like, you don't need to understand them. Just enjoy them. My Eric doesn't really have a saying. He has a sigh. He'll see me coming and then he's just like, I know you're on your BS. And like whatever he's working on, he'll just set it down and then he just like looks at me. He's like, all right, what are you gonna do now? And he just like acts like he's just ready for it. He's just like, all right, what am I gonna get from David today? I haven't done anything yet. But I'm gonna do something now that you think I'm gonna do something. He's like, I can't win with you. No, no, you cannot. But it's okay because I love you. That's usually how that conversation goes. It is. I ain't done nothing yet. I wonder if I should go purple around him and keep like the yellowish so it looks more like a gray. I'm gonna have to figure this out, and time's running out to figure it out. I need to switch up my water. Give me just a second. fresh, clean water. That might actually be the better way to go. Maybe do like white as a brushed air outline, really thin. Keep the yellow, and then do purple around the yellow. That might be a help him pop. I'm definitely gonna need to make him pop more. What is wrong, Mr. Baxter? Do you get too hot? I might like do some tests on like a piece of paper, kind of figure out the right combination. Yeah, Onyx, all of that. You're rolling all over the place. Of course he stopped as soon as I put the camera on him. He was just like rolling all over the place right here. Well. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Rory, and yes. Just the animals will just do random weird things. And then as soon as you can like show other people the weirdness that they're doing, they stop. It's like, oh no, don't stop now. Let me show others how weird you are. Okay, but now this hand looks really small. Is that the problem? Is it too small? I'm just gonna not touch it. Let's finish working on this. Animals are so weird. It's like they know. Like, how can they know? But they know. It's like they're feeling embarrassed. Like, don't watch me. No. Let me be weird by myself. Yeah, but I don't think they understand the concept of a camera. I agree with you. I do think animals are a lot smaller than a lot of people give them credit for, but I don't think they can grasp the concept of pictures and that kind of thing. But I mean, maybe they do. But I am absolutely of the belief that animals can feel emotions, that they have some kind of understanding of emotions, whereas a lot of people don't. I'm just like, where would we have gotten it from? We're animals, and then like that's when I'll come across people like, we're not animals. Yes, people are animals. We're not animals. They're also the same people when I talk about bugs and say like, uh, mentioned that bugs are animals and something, and then they're just like, bugs aren't animals. Well, then what are they? I don't know. They're not animals. They are animals. Just because you don't like them doesn't make them any less of an animal. That's one I really don't like though. When people are just like, bugs aren't animals. They are. They are animals. No, they're not. Yes, bugs are animals. Same thing with people. We are animals. And if we feel emotion, other animals probably feel emotions too. I mean, perfect example would be the elephant. I 100% believe elephants feel have emotions and complex feelings. I know there's birds that do. I've met some birds that definitely show emotion. Well, happy first birthday. We got a while before birthdays. Eric's was back in May, and his is the last one for the year. And then we celebrate Onyx's Gotcha Day as his birthday, which is February 18th. Then my birthday, February 24th. And then Baxter's, which is March 3rd. And my niece, March 6th. And then Eric's is in the end of May. So we're done with our birthdays for the year. I mean, my sister's is uh, in 2 weeks. So I guess we do have one more birthday. But like immediate family wise for everybody in this household. I've not seen a lot of emotion come from snakes. So that must have been really cool to see. And I think like the main reason people don't see it is most animals are in a constant state of survival, and when people are in survival mode, like they're not good at conveying or showing emotion, right? Like that we're in survival mode. And for most wildlife, they are in constant survival mode. So like of course they're not going to show off emotion that well. And reptiles are like one of them that they're almost always in a constant state of survival. So must have meant that the snake had a pretty nice home if it was able to show off emotion, that it didn't feel the need to be in survival mode. Hopefully he's come around. I've had fish do things like that too. Not necessarily like showing off emotion in the way that we it makes sense to us, but I've like mourning the fact that like their partner, the fish that they would always school with, is gone. They just didn't seem to be swimming with as much joy. Oh wow. Okay then. Yeah, that was a while ago. So if it was 29 years ago, at least like I could tell you really loved your animal. Left an impact on your heart. Rascal did something similar when we had to say goodbye to Dexter. They were so close, Rascal and Dexter. Rascal lived for one additional year. But like he would do his stuff where he would look for Dexter, and then like we could tell Rascal was sad when he remembered, because we brought Rascal with us when we euthanized Dexter because of his brain tumor. We brought Rascal with us so Rascal could say his goodbye as well, because they were super close to each other. And he knew when Dexter said goodbye, Rascal knew. And then we did the same with Rascal the next year. We had to say our goodbye because Rascal turned 20. He was just old, and quality of life had just gone down, and he was letting us know he was ready. 20 years ago, okay. Onyx didn't seem to mourn too much with Rascal, because we took Onyx with us when we said goodbye to Rascal too. I think like Onyx knew what was going on, but I just don't think he had created as good of a bond with Rascal. Not as well as he has like with Baxter. Onyx is a really good bond with Baxter. I'm feeling good about his legs and his hands. I love watching kittens. I wish I could have kittens. I am so allergic to cats, though. I love them from afar and in videos. I've tried having cats because I longest time I wanted cats. I'm just too allergic to them. Same thing with ferrets. That was another one. I really wanted a ferret, but I'm just so allergic to them. Discovered that from my roommate's ferret, Velcro. She was a fun ferret, but I was so allergic to her. And it was like she knew I was allergic to her, and I couldn't be around her that much, so she always wanted to be around me. Goodness gracious, that is a, a lot of cats. Oh, I agree. The only small creature I was able to have that I wasn't like super allergic to after my experience with I didn't want to get another, which would have been uh Razor, my chinchilla. I absolutely loved Razor. And Razor was such a good chinchilla. Unfortunately, one day while I was at work, the power went out at my place. I had no way of knowing that the power was out at my place because I was at work. And it was out for hours, which meant that in the middle of summer in Las Vegas, my apartment got super hot. And unfortunately, I lost Razor because of that. Because chinchillas are very sensitive to temperature fluctuations, and it got too hot too quick. And by the time I got home, it was too late. And after I discovered that, I didn't want to risk having a chinchilla anymore because I was afraid that that might happen again. And being in the desert, I didn't think it was fair to put an animal through that, so I didn't even bother trying to get another one. But my favorite thing about it was Razor's little dust baths. He was so cute, and he would roll around in the dust, and he'd make like this little dust cloud, and then he would sneeze and look at me. He also knew how to play hide and seek, and that was one of my. And he would go hide somewhere, and then I would look for him, and then as soon as I'd find him, he'd like jump up, and then he would like look at me and wait for me to turn around. And so as soon as I turned around, then he would go and hide in a new spot. He was such a fun little guy. Yeah, it was. I was so heartbroken when that happened. It just. And it wasn't even like crazy hot in my apartment. It was like in the 90s or like mid 30s temperature wise, but it was just too hot for him. That is super cute. Razor was litter box trained, so I could take Razor places with me, and he was kind of like my hedgehog. I got sheared from my aunt. I had him litter box trained. He knew how to use a doggy door. He could even sleep with me, and people would be like, "How can a hedgehog sleep with you? Don't you get stabbed?" No, don't get stabbed. No, if you're nice to a hedgehog, they they don't poke you. They only poke you if you're mean to them. So if you're getting stabbed by hedgehogs, are you being mean to them? Rats are very intelligent. I was surprised how intelligent Sheer was. Like, I did not realize how smart hedgehogs were either. The fact that I litter box trained him, he could snuggle up and sleep with me without stabbing me. He knew how to use a doggy door. I was so impressed with Sheer. He had a decently long life. But then I found out they weren't legal to have as pets, and I was like, "Whoa! I wish I would have known they weren't legal to have as pets before I purchased him from a pet store that should have known he was illegal." I figured it was just a typo because like I don't know if breastfeeding pocket is a thing, but I'm also a man, so I don't think I would really be privy to that kind of thing. So I figured it was probably either a typo or a maternity shirt. I think making it a little bit bigger might help. A little breastfeeding pocket. Oh, you guys weren't even gonna tell me I wasn't even in frame. I'm painting this hand. You need more color in your neck. Looking a little gray. Let's liven it up a little bit. I was paying attention too much to Shat. Getting distracted. Didn't see what was in the shot. You're all good. No need to apologize. It's not always gonna be perfect. Sometimes I'm out of shot. It is what it is. Oh, that made his nose look a whole lot smaller. I did need to make it look a little bit smaller. Yes. But it is about time for me to finish up. So I'm going to finish up some of these details. And then for me, it is 5 at night going. And Baxter's getting antsy because he knows it's close to his. It did go by so quickly. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, I'm going to do a couple more highlights and then I'm going to go ahead and end there for the day. Let's back up a little bit so you guys can see it all together. It's for my friend Cassie, whose nephew passed away last year suddenly from an asthma attack. So he's the one in this piece with his favorite Pokemon. And as soon as I get this done, I'm sending it off to her. And I can't wait for her to get it. Yeah. He's only 10 years old. He was so young. So now he's in this painting in a forever twilight, playing with his favorite Pokemon, playing football, his favorite sport, American football. All right, I'm going to stop right here for the day. I'm very happy with what I got done. I definitely feel like this is looking like Kenny. I just got to get his clothes done next time, so I'll probably work on the shoes and the clothes. I am planning on going live next Wednesday. So 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be like, I guess it'll start at 10 o'clock at night for you. But next Wednesday, so I'll be back to my normal schedule, hopefully, keeping fingers crossed. But I will make an announcement before I go live just to let everybody know. But I am happy with where I got done today. He is starting to stand out on his own, though, and I'm liking that. Like, he's not blending into the background. I might have to do your suggestion, Rory. But anyways, well, I'm glad that's early for you. I'm a little bit of a night owl too, but I'm typically in bed no later than 2 a.m. It has been wonderful catching up with you as well. Shannara, Rory, whoever else is in the live, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't get lost, don't get stolen, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, you beautiful people.